Hey peeps, welcome back to Snail TV. Alright, so as you can see right behind me guys, we've got the bike, all motor out, and obviously as you can see in front of it, K24. Alright, gearbox is over there, and we're ready to do this. So I'm just trialing up some pieces of what's going to fit and what's not going to fit. Everything looks pretty sweet. I know how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start off by just quickly cutting off the center. What I'm turning this into is pretty much, if you guys want to look, just look up like drag hard boosters and whatnot, or drag motorcycles as essential pretty much. So what they do is the swing arm, all right, they extend the swing arm out. So I'm not going to extend the swing arm, I'm literally just going to move the swing arm back. Should be only around about like say 300 mil, 400 mil, something like that. Not too much. It will look a lot different at the back, but I've got a plan to do it as such as well. So the front, I don't want that to look any different other than the fact that there is going to be a gigantic turbocharger on the front. Fairings and everything like that, I want them to look the same. If I have to cut out a little bit for the fairings, as I said, for manifold and whatnot, I have to. It's just going to have to be it. If it's too much showing, I'll probably end up fiberglassing over, just so then it's more covered. But we'll see when we get into it, that's all. So I've got the look in my head. I know exactly what I want, what I want this to turn out to be. I reckon I should get it. And yeah, we're just going to go from there, guys. So just keep a last look at it. This is exactly how they make the frame before, obviously all engine mounts, all right. And yeah, that's it. So the steps at the front here, at the top here, sorry, I'm going to keep it exactly the same. I probably won't end up having the key anymore. Obviously it's just going to be a push button, no key. But it is just what it's going to be like. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Obviously suspension, the whole thing, what I'm going to be doing, because that stand down there won't be there, I'm not going to have that. So the whole intention of this thing is it's going to be as you're going to be riding it, the actual sump I'm going to make exactly, I'm going to make it strong enough so it literally on bags, it's going to be on an airbag, so the actual sump literally goes flat on the ground, and that there will be the kickstand as such. All right, so it's going to be just a drop down, straight down bike, and when it drops down, it will be sitting on the sump and it won't wiggle away from that. So there won't be any kickstands coming out and to lean over the bike. It will be just a straight down, all right, and it'll be literally, I'm going to make the sump exactly when it wants to air ride down, exactly sitting on the sump. All right, so it's sitting flat, and then obviously air rides up and then you drive away. All right, right away, sorry guys. Yeah, so that's exactly how it's going to be. The frame on the front probably won't be here because I'll be making up some other frame. I'm just going to keep it here for now, but I don't think it's going to be like anything like that. Still going to be probably mounting it off of there, because obviously it's going to exactly the same as like the half a booster and all that. I like to mount the turbochargers. Takes the weight off of, obviously I can't have it all resting on the manifolds and whatnot. So yeah, that's exactly what I am going for, guys. So air ride suspension on the rear. Obviously big gigantic turbocharger. I'm not going to tell you what size yet, but the big gigantic turbocharger there. Obviously a fatter tire at the rear, guys. I'm going to go a bit fatter, obviously. I still do like this rear. I think this looks really, really nice. And obviously, I'm just going to fix up, there's a couple of little cracks here and there off of the plastics. And obviously the K24 with the gearbox. And I'm trying to run it still chain drive. But if I can't, I'm going to run drive shaft. Alright, so drive shaft coming down, and obviously I'm going to have to come out that side because that side is where the drive shaft will be coming from. So obviously the sprocket, that'll be changed off, everything be on this side. And then it obviously has a hub, and drive shaft connects onto this side. So that's the whole idea, guys. Turbo's approved of it. He's gave a couple little piddles on it, so he reckons it's going to be sweet as well. Yeah, so any more ideas, guys, of what you reckon? I know it's a crazy idea what I've got. Obviously a K24 in a motorcycle is crazy anyway, but that's just what I've got to do, you know. So that's all painted, guys. All right, so the half a booster stuff's all done, ready to go. Just waiting on the frame to get back. That'll be very shortly, and we'll be putting that together, and it won't be long for that thing to be running. So just got to literally get some lines and just pop that thing all on. So really want to be having some sort of head brain, like a head torture for me as such, and this K24 will probably definitely do that. So that's our next project. That's what we're doing right now. So obviously it's all taken apart. I still haven't sold the motor yet. The motor's still for sale. That's out of it. It's a pretty decent size engine. These things are just taller. The K24s are just taller. Not much more different. As you can see over here, guys, you can see how wide it is. You know, so it is a big engine anyway. Just not as tall. Obviously, you can see how smaller it is over there, all right, compared to over here. Same thing, it's not much difference at all, guys. So really excited. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, let's get it happening. All right, so I'm gonna start cutting it up, obviously mounting it to a frame and whatnot, and we're gonna go from there. All right, peeps, so yeah, next one, we're going to be doing the K24 in the bike. Yeah, I don't want to tell you anymore. So, just a couple of surprises, but they're the main things anyway, so let's get it going. All right, peeps, sorry, but I couldn't leave it there. We have got some work done. I'll just show you what we've actually achieved today on the K24 bike. We can pretty much call it a drag bike sort of thing as such if you want. I'm gonna ride it on the road, not very far obviously, but yeah, it is what it is. So let's have a look, eh? So there we have it, guys. It actually is bolted into place. Some mounts done just down here. These are very heavy duty because these are the heavy duty mounts, bolts that are coming out of the gearbox, sorry. I'm actually utilizing the standard CBR 1000 bolt location, obviously with sleeving it, and also we'll be capping the top here, and yeah, some heavy wall, that's like 3mm wall tube, and yeah, nut on either side, and that there's done it, no worries. Plates on the front just like we normally do, guys. All right, so obviously 3 locations. I don't have the smaller bolts yet, so I've just got them spaced out just with some nuts and whatnot, just so then I can yeah, have the plate on there pretty good. So that's 6mm steel, and yeah, plating from side to side. All right, so standard bars on here. I don't want to touch anything here as such, because they do a very good job with the strength that they've got there. Here I'll come down somewhere, all right, because you can see where it tees in where it wants to go. All right, this is just all been cleaned up. I've already played it on the other side. I'm just making it into one. Obviously we've got some gaps here, guys. We've got to fill them up. Don't worry, that'll all get cleaned up real nice, both sides and the rear as well. That's all been cleaned up nicely. Same thing, I'll be plating on the inside and inside. Yeah, so we've got the bottom runner as well. So we've got 2 rails, exactly how I wanted it. Obviously a tube and a rail, whatever you want to call it, guys. That need to be decent on this one on the top. It's a thick wall 50 by 55 by 30, I think it is. And that's the closest one I could actually find to match the standard chassis rail. Anyway, obviously it needs to take the load. They do only have one, but I've now added the second one in there. And we, as I said, the second rail follows right around, obviously to the plate, all right, and then comes around exactly the same on the other side. All right, so there is a couple more mounts I do want to do. This ain't it. So that is the main, that's the big main one for the gearbox and front plate. I did want to do some sort of mid plate, but there's going to be pretty hard. So what I'm going to do is just plate it off the side here, off this single one. All right, mid plating this right now is just going to be a nightmare, because I'll have to get an extender for the clutch and whatnot. Obviously because I'll be bringing it out 10 mil. All right, and then yeah, if I'm doing that, and I don't want to have to drop the plate every time we yeah, drop this out. So what I'm going to do is some sort of thing coming off of the side. All right, so the reason why we've moved this first bar in the first place was to accommodate for these runners. So I'm going to chop these down a little bit and then put these pretty much on a 90 straight away. I'm probably going to come down somewhat here, and I need to make some sort of manifold in here. All right, so if I can get the manifold in here and then you know, like the inlet plan like in the middle, you know how the Fords do it or something like that, I'll work that out as we go. But everything else I'm actually liking so far. And down here I'll probably be gusseting down here as well. We can't do it on the other side. I'll just tell you in a second what we're going to do. But apart from that, there's all looking pretty good. And the only reason why I've got this, it actually sits on everything by itself now. But the only reason why I've got this under here is just I just didn't want things to start flexing when I haven't got everything 100% welded up, that's all. As I said, all I did was quickly made posts at the front, 2 posts at the rear, welded them on the chassis, all right, so it wouldn't rock side to side, and then cut the frame. All right, and then exact same thing, it wouldn't rock side to side. Then obviously opened it up, and obviously, yeah, has measured about 1 million times to get this thing right. The worst thing about K24s is, yeah, I'm trying to get exactly whereabouts is center. Obviously, middle of harmonic balancer is center, which what we've got down there. All right, and yeah, and we've got everything on the rear as well. So that's the easiest way, but we've got the motor 100% dead set straight, and also right as it sits right now, it's dead straight. So we've no weight on it, guys. So as I said, when it's going to be a bit of weight, and it will come down a little bit, but we will be putting air ride in the rear, and we will accommodate for that. Yeah, so. And as I said, when the air ride does come down, I will be making, when it comes right down, either off the sump, but as I'm looking off this, Turbo, out the way, buddy. Turbo, come on. Oh, he doesn't want to move. Come on, out the way. By the way, we're looking at this. Yeah, on the bottom of the sump, hopefully the way that it drops down, we can make like a little, a bigger catch can on the back of the sump. But also make it rest on there, that's all. Apart from that, guys, I'm really liking everything. The seat mount will be getting moved back this way. Not seat mount, that is the tank mount, sorry. We'll be getting back here, all right. And what I'm actually thinking was, because I was actually going to gut, was actually not going to use this tank, but it actually doesn't come up much more anyway. So what I'm thinking is pretty much just scout it out, and yeah, and re-weld it up. I'll probably lose a couple of litres, but yeah, as I said, we're not driving this thing, you know, on massive long drives or anything. So yeah, that's what we are looking at, guys. All right, turbo position. I haven't 100% I have told everyone around about the GD47 mark. Haven't actually got it 100% right now, but I will be going to hopefully this week and grabbing it. And then yeah, we're going to try to mount that thing up on the front here. So obviously we'll be utilizing this front pit where the front nose cone all mounts off of. And then this will actually be holding the turbocharger as well, which is very sturdy anyway, but we'll be making up some sort of mounts. And then obviously exhaust Manny will be same thing, coming down 1, 2, 3, 4 into one single collector. All right. And then obviously coming out here and then obviously into the bottom of the turbocharger. Biggest thing is an exhaust, guys. So we've got exhaust obviously to come through here as well. Obviously I was thinking about underneath here as well. And as you can see, this is a CRV gearbox. So it is a 4-wheel drive gearbox. What I was actually hoping to do was the 4-wheel drive bit comes off like that. I was actually hoping to utilize a chain. So utilizing a sprocket here and then running it through there. But obviously turns out it's way too wide. So we can't do that. So what we're going to do is, because the standard RS, the Cura's 6 speeds are just way too expensive. What we're going to do is pretty much, because these things are just, they're everywhere. I'm pretty much going to cut off this end of it. All right. And then plate it. Because we're going to plate this other side as well, because we won't be using this shaft. All right. You guys have all pretty much worked out how we're going to run this. Obviously going to weld the diff up inside here, guys. Obviously, so then we don't have one way, but weld the diff up and obviously make it shaft driven. All right. And then we're going to utilize something off a BMW. Hondas do it as well. There's a couple of them. I haven't got around to going that far yet, but I didn't know if 100% this was all going to work. So far, the thing's looking like how I wanted it to do. I just don't know how the rear's going to work. So it's going to work anyway. We're going to make it work. I'm impressed with it so far. This is not, as I said, by any far like overly extensive. I've seen boosters a little bit longer than this actually with the long swing arm. But yeah, obviously, yeah, it's just what it is, guys. So shaft driven still, guys. Hopefully a GD47 turbo, that's what I'm going for. Something that big anyway. I don't want this power band, I do not want it to come off straight away. Obviously the thing's just going to flip. So yeah, utilizing that on there on the front, and obviously the front nose cone here will be, I'll just pop this on, guys. So there and there. All right, so turbocharger will be getting molded in the front there. That's exactly how I want it to look. All right, front fairings look like everything's gonna sort of fit anyway. They'll be like custom cut out because obviously I have different parts on this thing than normal. And obviously exhaust will be, hopefully, I'm gonna try to get it run out here. And because this is like this, as I said, we're gonna probably gonna cut this down and replate it on the front just to get rid of this heap on the side. But the exhaust will come here anyway, and that'll save that as well. So that's the plan, guys. So any questions, let me know what you guys thinking. Really, so far, pretty happy with it. I know the thing looks insane, but yeah, it is. So obviously with mounts on the side, I will be making some removable mounts off the side as well. I want this thing solid as it can be. So yeah, we're gonna do some plates off the side as well, off the block, but they have to removable. The only thing is the engine needs to come out the bottom, obviously like a motorcycle, and obviously the motorcycle frame comes up. So I got to make sure that whatever mount I make here, it can't interfere with that. All right, so that's what we are up to. yeah, well, that's it, guys. Been pretty busy on it today. Actually pretty happy with it so far. And yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. So it is what it is. A couple little parts here that I need. Not too much actually at the moment, because I'm pretty full on the making the frame, and I do want to like start mounting the fairings as well, just to make sure that's all good. I got tank, I need to mount the tank. I need seat, I need to mount the seat. The rear, I need to mount the rear bit, the rear tail light and that. Yeah, there's nothing, I've got most parts here to do lots of it. So yeah, everything's ready to go. So obviously still going to make an exhaust manifold on it, obviously, and intake manifold, but I will be I've got the rail ready to go with the fittings. This is the one that I did for the computer that time, guys. I never used it. All right, so I do have a rail ready to go. Yeah, and everything else is all pretty good. Just, yeah, anything else what you guys reckon I should pick up on, definitely let me know. It is wide, but this mount here will be coming out because it needs to go forwards, so then the seat can then, yeah, get mounted. And yeah, I really can't wait till we get this thing. Literally at the moment, I reckon I can actually break off those stands and the thing will sit down, no worries, with just those two mounts. The thing's pretty rock solid, so like, it just doesn't move. So and that engine is rock solid in there. Obviously with the front plate, guys, don't forget that's 6mm mild steel, so that ain't going anywhere. And there's three 10mm bolts going straight through, and two M12s. Well, not M12, sorry, they're a different thread, but coming up, getting bolted to the rear there. And as I said, I'm utilizing the standard strength of where everything is as well. So and yeah, I think so far looking pretty good. So obviously there'll be more gusseting going on everywhere else, guys. There'll be a couple of bars coming down as well. But I've missed everything. I've just had to trim a little tiny bit off here, off the gearbox, just so that I could get the same as the other side to match them up. 100% straight, 100% level right now, what it is. So happy with it. And yeah, so it is what it is. So I've got lots of work still to do, but yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, this week will be, if I get the frame back for the Hayabusa, we'll be on to that as well. But if not, also we'll be on this bike. So CBR 1000, guys. All right, k24 build, GT47, hoping, air ride suspension, as I said. Yeah, this thing is just awesome. So yeah, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and obviously turn the notifications on, because this is the build that's going to be rocking everyone's at the moment. Hayabusa will be getting done in the next week or so, obviously, and that thing is going to be absolutely mental. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I did actually, so everything's all painted, but we actually ported the head as well. So not sure if you guys can see in there, but they're big boys now. All right, so we've took out a lot of material in there, lots of material. All right, so this thing's going to be pretty nasty right now. I love this thing. The Hayabusa, I personally reckon, sounds a bit more, I don't know, bit more naughty than the Hayabusa, I reckon. But I don't know, it's just something with it. I don't know if it's the twin pipes, but yeah, it just sounds different, I reckon. You guys will obviously hear it go very, very soon. Obviously you've heard it start up before, but it will be going very soon. So this is the build, guys, that you guys are going to be wanting to see anyway. So obviously make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. See you, peeps.